They play extremely well. They're the second best defense in the NBA. We know what they give up. They flood to the paint and give up backside threes. I thought we moved the ball well most of the night and got a lot of clean looks and struggled to make shots. And that's part of the restart. There's going to be a little bit of nights where rhythm and timing and shot making is not there. So I would say a little bit of both.
Frank, how do you look at games like this and even the next several that you're going to play before the playoffs? You mentioned that balance between health and rhythm. Where do you need to focus most as you try to get there before the playoffs start?
Well, we're just measuring both. We got to continue to work on, obviously our rhythm and timing, and we're working really hard on the defensive end, doing some really good things. Maybe that's why our legs aren't quite there with our shooting. But, hopefully that will come. Our guys are committed to the defensive end, and that's the important thing.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. How can you explain the disparity between AD's performance against the Clippers and his offensive output tonight?
Yeah, the Raptors double-teamed him every time he touched the ball, and he's a willing passer. He's going to make the right play. Again, we moved the ball well. We got backside threes and a lot of good action out of the double teams. We just didn't connect on a lot of them, and even still, when the team's double teaming as much as they were, we still want to get him more involved than we did. But I thought he did a really good job identifying the defense or the double teams where it's coming from, and finding open shots for guys on the backside.
Kyle Goon?
Frank, you talked about the importance of AC finding a little bit more of a role as a backup ball handler. Obviously, he did some good things tonight, but also had those key turnovers in the fourth. Where do you kind of grade that, and what's fixable about that?
He's done a good job improving with that throughout most of the year, but like we've been talking about, he's looking at potentially a bigger role, and he's going to be in those situations. And we had that one stretch. Our whole group was a little bit out of rhythm during that stretch. He had a couple of those turnovers, but he's doing a great job for us, on both ends of the floor, and he'll be fine with that.
Anyone have to say?
Actually, I can follow.
Go ahead, Kyle.
You last played them 9 months ago, and they had some similar defensive effects on you guys. Was there a lot of similarities based on what you've seen on the court? Did they look like the team that they were before the hiatus in some sense?
Yeah, they won a championship last year. They're a great defense, so it's a good test for us. Again, we did some good things. I think we did some things better in this game than we did in that first game in terms of moving the basketball. We didn't. A lot of times you do it the right way and you don't get the penalty, or you don't punish them, punish the double team. But I thought our spacing was better at times. Just didn't capitalize.
Hey Frank, is this the type of game and is this the type of team where a guy like Avery Bradley would have been very helpful to have?
Well, a guy like Avery Bradley is always helpful, but he's not here with us, and we're focused on the guys that are here. We had plenty to get the job done tonight. Just fell short. So we'll get back to work on Monday and try to get another win.
Tanya Ganguly?
There have been a lot of high-scoring games so far at the bubble, but I think a lot of people anticipated defenses to be ahead when this started. Did you anticipate that? Were you thinking like?
Yeah, I always anticipate defense is going to be ahead of the offense. In a training camp or preseason, early in the season. It looked like the offense for us was ahead of our defense in the scrimmage games and early on in camp and whatnot. But the first two games it's been the other way around for us. Our defense is performing really well. I think there's an element of, when you're working that hard on the defensive end, you got to make sure your legs are under you to make shots on the other end. So, I believe that will come. But you've seen different types of styles of play. Some teams, their offense is way ahead of their defense, like we saw in the games last night. But, we'll continue to work on both sides.
Okay, Joe Barton?
Danny struggled to shoot tonight, and you also said beforehand that you wanted to play JR some. So how much of that of JR's run in the second half was wanting to get him in, and the other side was Danny not shooting?
Well, JR coming in was more about putting AD at the 5, with the way they were double teaming him. More than anything, Danny was doing we believe Danny's going to make shots. He didn't tonight, but he'll have nights like that from time to time in his career. But he's a proven professional shooter. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he'll bounce back next game.
Last question, Anthony Slater.
Yeah, Coach. Anthony Davis only took 7 shots tonight. You kind of mentioned part of the reason, their scheme to double him. But do you want him, even on nights like that, just go be assertive, go take 7 more shots, maybe try to assert yourself even through the double at times?
Yeah, we do, and he did, and he was getting to the line. I think he shot all 9 of his free throws in the third quarter, if not 7 or 8. So he asserted himself during that stretch, and like I said, they're great at flooding the paint and not fouling. So you have to play extra pass basketball. We didn't knock down shots on the backside. It wasn't our night.